Hi, welcome to today's episode of prop making. I don't have an official title for it yet, but I'm going to be showing you how I turned this into this. Well, school's finally over. Thunderbolts comes out in a month, so I thought I'd make something for it. It's a work in progress, but it's gonna be a bit of a rush job, actually. Because I forgot to prepare some of the parts, like joints and like some of the gap pieces, but I think for now I only have the bicep and the forearm and the hand planned. I think I might sew the rest. Okay, so this thing is pretty much good and sanded, and I guess the next step is to use the primer. This one's almost empty. The first layer of primer done. Because the movie comes out in a week and a half, I think I'm gonna have to skip the second layer of primer. But yeah, I should be able to just sand this down and give it the color coding. For this one, I'll be using Rust-Oleum's lacquer paint, and this is just extra glossy. It gives it that really nice, smooth, nice shiny glossy look. But can't wait to see how it goes. Well, this thing is sanded down, and my hands are covered in little paint particles. So, gonna get my hands washed up, then I'll get to spray painting this thing. So yesterday it rained, and I really couldn't do much of anything else. I couldn't really touch the shoulder, but in the meantime, the forearm finished printing, and so did the elbow and the forearm piece right here. Yeah, you can see that right there. So yeah, today is just going to be a sanding day, and once I'm done with this, I'll start masking off the shoulder. And I need to clean out the inside because it has all these bits in there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, there's all these bits in here that's scratching up my hand every time I put it in. But since I scaled it in ArmorSmith, it actually fits pretty much perfectly. I just got to figure out a way to connect it to the bicep. And yeah, so that's gonna go there. I'm debating between hot gluing it or adding a elastic band to hold it in place. But it looks like it's fitting pretty well. And then we also have this piece, which is meant to kind of hold it in place, because this gives it a bit of a space. But I don't have magnets this small, and I doubt they'll fit conventional sizes since I scaled it in ArmorSmith. So I'm thinking I might just add a bit of an elastic right there. Or yeah, a bit of an elastic just to stretch it out a bit. But yeah, hopefully this all works out well. I mean, it fits perfectly. I just gotta clean out the inside. This honestly came out a lot better than I expected. It's a lot smoother. There's not much I can do about these edges, though. I don't really have the tools to carve that out just yet. But yeah, wood filler and everything went pretty alright. All that's left is to paint the primer, wait for that to dry, and then yeah. So it's been like a couple days because yesterday I had to help my friend move some of his stuff because he's moving back to our province. And I didn't really have a lot of time to work on it until now. Until I can get these strapped properly, this is the only way everything correctly fits. Yeah, I'm just glad it's not my right arm. But you see the hand here is just a bit big because I'm not well versed in hand sizing it, because I usually work with helmets. This is actually the first proper hand I made, and this needs magnets, which I need to get, and I'm gonna add some elastic straps. Yeah, here's the primed forearm, by the way. The bicep, I'm realizing because I scaled it too long, it cuts into it a bit, so I need to get a strap to pull it up. Yeah. But that's the progress on it. I might need to redo the tape on this because the X-Acto knife I have is pretty dull, so I need to go find a sharper one. But other than that, I just need to attach the forearm thing, the elbow, and I think it's good to go. Unfortunately, the filling didn't go as well as I thought it would. It looked super smooth before I sanded. So yeah, today's gonna be sanding down the hand and the forearm and the elbow and the other forearm piece. So it got too dark yesterday to do any painting, but the sanding's pretty much, well, sanding's as good as it's gonna get. I was able to sand down the first layer primer for the forearm, as you can see here, and I also got the primer off of the elbow and the other forearm piece. The wood filler is pretty much all sanded off and ready to be primed. So yeah, today's gonna be a painting day. I applied the paint a couple hours ago, and as you can see, it's already pretty dry. It's dry enough to touch. I'm just wondering if I should peel it or not. So as it turns out, 2 days isn't enough for the paint to fully cure. I don't know how well it shows up here. You can see some, I don't know if it's gunk from the tape or if it's layers from the paint that got lifted off. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can't really see it. I mean, I'm hoping that I can kind of find a way to clear this out, and it looks pretty good. There are a couple ugly paint bits here, but I think that's just because for some of these I used like a really dull X-Acto knife that I had to find a sharper one. So I think this might have been because of that. I still have to unwrap the forearm, and the hand is just drying because I just did the paint for that. So I'll let that sit for a bit. And there's also a couple parts that I didn't realize I forgot to cut out here. But it shouldn't be that big of an issue. It's on the back, I think. For these edges, I think I'm just gonna give it like one paint of black acrylic, just to make sure that it just to kind of clean up the edges a bit. Like, honestly, if I had more time to work on this, I would have redone all the masking, but the movie comes out in a couple days. Like, today's Tuesday, and I'm planning to go on Saturday, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so the paint job's not exactly the greatest, and if I had more time, I'd probably have been a bit more careful with it. And the movie's tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna have time to hand paint the black edges. And for the magnet lip, I don't own any tiny magnets, and there's no way they're gonna have like 1 hour shipping. So I used a hot glue gun, and I just kind of melted a hole for a singular magnet, because a single magnet's alright. I mean, it does the job. It doesn't exactly stick out. I just need to find a way to hold this in place. So I forgot to record videos at the theater, but I took it to go see Thunderbolts, and the movie was great. You know, not as much action as some other MCU projects, but it definitely feels like there was a lot of heart and soul that was put into this movie, and it was great. So the arm's finished, and I figured I'd show you guys what the final product looks like. I had a buckle strap, which actually came from my Red Hood cosplay. I don't know if I'll have pictures here. I might have a picture or two, but I used these for the straps. Anyways, for the inside, I secured it with hot glue, which works out for the most part. It's just that before I started recording, before I started recording this, I actually noticed that one of the hot glue actually broke off, and I can't be bothered to heat up the hot glue gun just for this, so yeah, duct tape for the win. And then here's the forearm. This was originally hot glued, but then it turned out my arm couldn't fit in it without, you know, slipping off. I ended up yanking this off the hot glue, and I put some magnets in. So I glued a strap in here to keep it in place if it ever fell off. And you can see here that the this magnet here actually came off the corner. So it was supposed to be over. It was supposed to be over here. And yeah, hot glue is not the greatest for magnets, but I was running pretty low on time because I was adding magnets to it like the night before we went to go see the movie. So I added some padding inside the forearm to secure it so it doesn't slide off my hand. Same thing with the hand. I added some padding. So a couple hours before we went to go see the movie, I got my mom's sewing machine and I sewed this glove together. I definitely need more practice with a sewing machine,
because I made this way too tight. Like you can see the contours on the fingers and everything. There's way too much going on at the tip, so it's kind of lumpy. Yeah, not the greatest stitching, but you won't see a lot of stitching underneath the glove. I mean, for the most part, it looks fine. Like it's intact. So I figured I'd show you guys how I put this on. So we start with the bicep here, which actually starts by it's kind of a mix. So it starts with buckling, this together. You gotta loosen it, and then once it's buckled together, I tighten it until it sits securely on my shoulder here. It's not the most comfortable, but it works, and can't complain. Without it, just kind of drops down. And then the next step is the forearm. With the padding attached, I needed to open this up so I could actually slide my hand through, and I'll actually hold it back here so you can see. I had to kind of slide through, and this magnet tab actually scratches against my hand. So sometimes I actually put the glove on after, because this part is so tight it screws with my wrist, or it screws with the fabric. So there's that, and I forgot to make a sleeve. I can actually hear the duct tape. I can hear the duct tape breaking off. So yeah, the forearm here sits attached. I mean, minus the magnet tab, but I didn't want to heat up the hot glue gun just for this video. For the hand, I have to put it on a certain way because the entryway is just really tight. Like it's gotten easier over time, but I have to put my thumb in first, put my hand on the side, just kind of rotate it in. So this is actually the first time I'm seeing this in full size. Range is very limited. Like if I can definitely it's pinching here. Yes, I also forgot to add a slight bit of padding here just so it doesn't pinch. As you can see, it, like, depending on the position, I can get some articulation. It depends on if the forearm is underneath. I can bend my arm about 100 degrees. But yeah, I think for the most part it's fine. It's cool as like a concept piece, but it definitely needs some refining. And if I were to remake this, I would shrink down the bicep. I would definitely get a couple more of the pieces printed. I would also make a sleeve, and also find some way to stop the pinching here, because ow. Every time I bend my arm this way, I can hear the duct tape loosening bit by bit. For the most part, pretty cool. You definitely can't carry popcorn with it because, or you definitely can't carry snacks into it because when I went to the theater, it didn't occur to me that we'd be grabbing snacks. So I actually had my brother grab our drinks and his popcorn, and I could only carry my popcorn. Then when we went to sat down, partway through the movie, my popcorn bag tipped over and I couldn't catch it in time because I had this. The mobility is severely limited with this arm. I can only imagine what it's like for someone wearing, let's say, like an Iron Man costume where both your arms are locked in. You definitely have to scale it properly. For my first time using Armorsmith Designer, this went pretty well. But yeah, you can definitely see it start scratching here, because this is the most mobile I've been with it, because when I went to the theater, my arm would just kind of like this the whole time. And when I sat down in the theater, my arm was like this on the seat for maybe like 2 hours for the whole length of the movie. To hide parts like the seam and the under thing, as well as the buckle, I got one of my t-shirts. It's actually my Pike and Grog shirt. You can get this for yourself on my Redbubble store. I guess this video is also part Redbubble advertisement. I recently added some Marvel Rival related artworks to my Redbubble shop. You can check it out at my store, which I'll have for the link in the description below. And you can check it out in the Till the End collection, because I'm pretty certain that Rivals is a copyrighted word that I can't use. This has been a great experience. This has been my first cosplay project in the last year or so. I think the last thing I made was this Venom helmet. I made this for Venom 3, which... One second. I made this for Venom: The Last Dance, which came out last November or December. This was a bit of a rush project as well. Let's bring the topic back to the Bucky arm. This has been my first cosplay project of the year. It's been the first one I've actually put a lot of time and effort into, as you can see from all the masking and everything. I definitely would have been a lot more careful with the masking and the painting and everything, but honestly, you can't really. I don't think you can really tell from this. I don't think you can really tell from this angle here, or you can't tell from this far away. And I don't think a lot of people have noticed. I got to refresh my skills, get the hang of the whole prop making. In the future, I'm definitely going to be a lot more careful with the hand, and I think the next time I do a big project like this, I might see if I can make Doctor Doom's armor for Doomsday. That was one of the files that was released during Do 3D's Mystery Box event. I mean, they released this one for free a while ago, so I figured I would print this. I mean, it was either this or Taskmaster, but, yeah. Thank you for following me on this journey as I made this Vibranium arm. I will be starting a mystery helmet series where I print one of Do 3D's helmets from their mystery box sale, because I bought a bunch of them because I'm Asian and I thought it was a good deal. Well, thank you, and I am going to go take this off because this is getting more and more uncomfortable the more I wear it.